Getting a load halfway across the country on time and safely is a tough job. It's a job you can be proud of. It'd be a shame to blow it in the last 20 feet. It takes a very small percentage of your driving time, yet backing is one of the major causes of accidents. And backing accidents don't just damage trailers, buildings, and other equipment. Sometimes they're fatal. Improper or inattentive backing costs truck drivers more in lost time, lost wages, paperwork, hassle, aggravation than just about anything else in the business. And it doesn't have to be that way.
The most common accident and the most common damage is done while backing. And there's a lot of places where people go wrong when backing.
Backing is probably the most dangerous aspect of driving. Your visibility is limited.
There's two ways of doing stuff. There's the right way and there's the easy way. The problem is that easy way is going to get you in trouble because it's probably not the right way.
Backing safely should usually be a pretty simple process once you know the basics. But you have to follow the rules. One shortcut, one rush maneuver, and you or your customer are on the phone to your dispatcher with the bad news. There are a few general guidelines to remember before we review the different types of backs that you need to know how to execute. The first is, don't back if you don't have to. Park your vehicle at a truck stop, wayside, or other location. Do it so you can drive forward, even if it means parking a little further away. The second is that you will always have a blind spot. That's one of the things that makes backing so dangerous. No matter how slow you're going, there's a chance to do some serious damage to something or someone you didn't see. The third thing is to eliminate noise and other distractions. Shut off the radio, CB, cab fans, anything that makes noise, and open your window. Your ears will help you back safely. Fourth, the assistance of a qualified spotter can make your life a lot easier. But if the spotter doesn't know what they're doing, if anything goes wrong, you are responsible. Always make sure you and the spotter agree on the hand signals. And don't depend on voice signals to get the job done. You know how noisy some docking areas can be. If that person spotted before, find someone who has. If you can't see your spotter in the mirrors, stop immediately. Your spotter needs to be positioned where you can see him or her and where the spotter has a clear view of your vehicle's path. And finally, before beginning to back, get out of the cab and look the situation over. Get out a couple of times if you have any doubt about the back at all, either before or during the maneuver. Some drivers think they might look like a rookie if they get out to take a look. The professional driver cares more about being safe than how a few extra precautions might appear to anyone else. How do you think you'll look if you hit something or someone while you're backing? There are 4 basic backing maneuvers: straight line backing, alley dock backing, jackknife parking, and parallel parking. No matter which maneuver you need to execute in order to get the job done, they all start the same way. Follow the procedures before every backing maneuver, and you'll return to the road without a problem. Stop, secure your vehicle by setting your parking brakes and turning on the 4-way flashers. If you shut off your engine, pocket your keys. Make sure you do this every time you get out of your truck during any backing maneuver. Walk around and check the area before beginning. Take a long look around the area. Any parked cars, debris? Are there any workers or moving equipment in the area? It wouldn't hurt to take a walk up to the loading dock itself, just to make sure you're familiar with the whole area. Don't forget to look up. Overhead obstructions can include wires, pipes, tree limbs, awnings, even a window air conditioner. Fail to see any one of them, and it can cost you dearly. Always back as slowly as possible. Make sure you are in the lowest gear, and don't ride the clutch. Use your flashers and your backup alarm. If you don't have a backup alarm, periodically tap your horn. There are basic steering principles you have to understand when backing. Yes, they're simple, but some drivers continue to have problems. When you are backing, you always steer in the opposite direction you want the trailer to move. You want the trailer to go to the right, then turn the steering wheel to the left, and vice versa. Think of your tractor's rear axle as the steering axle for the trailer. Changing the tractor's direction of travel steers the trailer. The process of backing involves a combination of what is called jacking and chasing. Jacking refers to the change in trailer direction that you want to create. The trailer will jack or move in the opposite direction of the way you turn the steering wheel. If you want the trailer to jack to the right, then turn the steering wheel to the left. Once the trailer is jacked onto the path you want, you steer your tractor just enough to follow the trailer. This is called chasing. If the trailer drifts off path, just turn the steering wheel in the direction of the drift to correct the trailer's path. Each backing maneuver has a correct starting position, so get your vehicle lined up before you begin to back. These steps are absolutely necessary each time you back. Don't take shortcuts. Straight line backing is the easiest backing maneuver. First, position the vehicle properly. Line it up so you have as straight a shot as possible. Then, back slowly, and don't be afraid to stop and get out for another look. Remember to use both your mirrors throughout the entire back. Sticking your head out the window isn't going to be enough, although it can help. Your mirrors give you better coverage. Finally, use the push-pull method of steering to stay on path. That is, when the trailer gets bigger in one mirror, you're off track. Just push the steering wheel towards that mirror to correct your drift. It takes movement of the wheel to correct drift, if you do it early enough. Don't oversteer. If you find yourself drifting too far, pull up, reposition the trailer, and start over. Life would be simple if all you had to worry about was straight line backing. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. The next maneuver is one of the most common you will use: alley dock backing. You begin by approaching the alley at a right angle. This is done to give you what is called a sight side back. That is, you can see the left rear side of your trailer throughout the entire process. Check your left mirror for clearance. You'll have to turn left to get the rear of the trailer as close to the alley as possible. Now check your right side for clearance. Turn right to pull the front of your trailer to the right, then cut to the left. You should now have the trailer and tractor on target and are ready for the second step. Turn your wheel to the right when the tractor is the center of the alley. Now stop your rig. It will be in an arc, and you should be able to see the left rear corner of your trailer and your target. Once again, check your clearance behind and between trailers or other obstacles. This is also the time to open and secure your trailer doors, if there won't be room when you reach the dock. You'd hate to have to pull out and do it all over again just because you forgot to open your trailer doors, or worse, tore one off. Get back into the cab and visualize your path to the dock. Jack the tractor to start the trailer on that path. Make the necessary adjustments to stay on path. Straighten your wheels so that the tractor will chase the trailer. You want to complete this maneuver with a straight line back. Then stop about 3 or 4 feet from the dock. Secure your vehicle, remember the parking brake and flashers, get out, and check your remaining space. Finally, ease to the dock. Despite all the steps, alley dock backing becomes second nature after a while. And that's when some drivers get into trouble. Take your time every time. The few seconds you might gain by rushing aren't worth the potential hassle. Don't ever let yourself become complacent. Sometimes you won't have the luxury of ending your maneuver with a straight line back. There might not be room in the docking area for your cab to stick out into traffic. You'll need your tractor as close as possible to the side of the dock. Sight side jackknife backing starts in a similar way to alley dock backing, but the ending position has your trailer at a 90-degree angle to the tractor cab. You begin by pulling past the dock while parallel to it, same as an alley dock back. Then check your clearance. Next, visualize the path your trailer is going to travel. Follow the same procedure as for an alley dock back until the rear wheels reach the turning. That's about the midpoint of the alley. Then turn your wheel to the right. You're going to want the trailer to be following about a 15-degree angle at this point. When the trailer is just about to reach the dock, give the wheel a sharp turn to the right. This should result in a 90-degree jackknife position at the end. And if you want to be able to drive away after unloading, you'd better make sure your air and electrical lines are long enough and not pinched. You'd hate to have them not function or snap at a time like this. While you always want to have a sight side back, sometimes because of the situation, you may have to come in from the opposite side. It's called a blind side back because you can't see the rear of your trailer. And it's one maneuver you don't want to use if you don't have to. First things first, the blindside jackknife should never be done without assistance. You need a spotter. This is also a maneuver where it's stop every few feet to check your clearances. First, get your vehicle in the parallel position as with the sight side jackknife, except of course in the opposite direction. Then check out the area and agree on hand signals with your spotter, as well as where he or she will be positioned. Follow the same procedure as the standard jackknife, except the first turn is to the left at the midway point of the dock. Keep the spotter in sight every second and stop every few feet. When the trailer is almost to the dock, give the steering wheel a hard turn to the left to finish the back for your 90-degree angle. You can usually get by with less than 90 degrees, maybe as little as 80. If you end up with greater than a 90-degree angle, however, you could do some serious damage to your tractor or trailer, so be careful. Our last maneuver is one that you do all the time in your personal vehicle, but might never have to do with a tractor trailer. Parallel parking is a difficult backing maneuver a professional driver needs to know how to do. If you are parking on your right, first drive past the spot, leaving about 3 feet from the end of your trailer to the opening. Next, make a thorough check of the area for clearances and obstructions. As you start to back, turn your steering wheel slightly to the left. Your trailer should be entering the space at about a 15-degree angle. As you continue backing, increase the turn. Make sure that the back right side of the trailer is heading to the back right side of your parking space. Continue until the front of the trailer is even with the front of the space. Then turn your steering wheel hard to the right to jackknife the tractor into position. Now turn the wheel sharply to the left and back until you are in the space. Finally, pull forward to adjust your position and your clearance. Backing doesn't have to be a source of trouble. Many drivers go their entire years without a single backing accident. Why? Because they follow the proper procedures, not just some of the time, but all the time. All backing maneuvers begin with the same rule. Don't back if you don't have to. When you do back, you will always have a blind spot. Eliminate or minimize distractions and open the window. Spotters are a great help, but you alone are responsible for the safety of your back, not the spotter. Get out and look the situation over. Get out as many times as it takes to make sure you get to the dock without mishap. Check for all types of obstacles, cars, people, machinery, debris, and other trucks. Don't forget to look up and check your overhead clearance as well. Back slowly and in the lowest gear possible. Start from the proper position. It makes the whole maneuver a lot easier. You make your living on the road. More miles, money. Losing a day to carelessness is an unpaid vacation at best. Back safely, follow proper procedures every time, and you'll be racking up miles and making money, not excuses.
We do everything possible, everything within our means, which are big, to train them properly, but it's up to the driver. The driver has got to want to do it the right way.
Get out and look. The most important thing you can do, and put your humility and your ego aside. Put the trailer in right. Let your ego sit at the curb.